thanks for tuning in. Today I want to share my real thoughts, my unfiltered personal opinions on the upcoming Chanel Spring Summer collection, the 22S collection. If you're tuning in for the first time, hi, I'm Katie. I like to do these luxury fashion videos here on YouTube. I share hauls and reviews, but at the end of the day, I share my journey so we can all mindfully curate our own collections. If you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave a comment down below with your favorite look from the upcoming Chanel collection. All of your support really means a lot to me. Now that we're in March, it means the collection will be hitting the boutiques soon, so I want to share what I feel like are going to be pretty popular items, the pretty hard to get pieces, the ones that you'll see all over social media, and then I also want to share some of my personal favorites and overall thoughts on the collection. In case you are not familiar with the Chanel collection numbering and lettering system, the 22S collection will correspond to the Spring Summer Runway collection. I believe the runway show itself was last fall-ish, right? September probably. That's how the fashion calendar works, right? Before we jump into the specific looks of the collection, I wanted to touch upon something that I feel like is important to keep in mind whenever you're looking at something that you might want to purchase. I feel like there's this assumption almost that some people might have around, oh, if it's from a designer house, if it's from a luxury brand, that it's going to be good quality. Overall, I agree with that sentiment. I do have higher levels of expectation when it comes to the finishing, some of the details and stuff like that, when it comes from more of a designer brand. But I don't take it as a blanket truth, and I don't blindly accept everything and anything that designer brand might produce. Even from like my beloved brands, Chanel and Hermes, there are times where I will see something and I scratch my head and go, why did you make that? Like, I'm very confused. Or I will see something online, I will see the item in person and then just feel like it's really not worth whatever its retail prices. The quality just isn't there. The materials weren't that great. The finishes weren't that great. The design wasn't that great. Like, there are all these things that can come into play that I assess before I decide to actually get something. I still make sure to hone in on like the details, the finishes, the usability, the overall design before I decide to add something to my collection. I look at all of those pieces to make sure it's high quality and worth the price. I have that same approach even if it comes to contemporary brands, even high fashion brands. Like, my level of expectation might be a little bit different, right? But I guess that mindset, that approach is still the same regardless of if it costs $15 or if it costs $1,500. I'm still going to go through and check those pieces to make sure I still feel like it's worth it. So I feel like the key is really developing that eye that really helps discern whether something's outstanding and exceptional. Also that eye that helps discern whether something's a flop, whether it's not that great quality, it's not really worth it. And that's what's really going to help you determine if something's worthwhile for you. So I know that's a bit of a tangent, but I just wanted to share that because just because something comes from a name brand doesn't mean it's always going to be high quality, doesn't mean it's always going to be a hit. Every brand makes duds. I know that. I've experienced it across all of brands that I've purchased. I've had quality issues where something broke, something fell off, or something didn't work right. I've experienced it across the board. It happens, and a lot of times I'll learn from those experiences. I'll learn why I didn't like something or what bothered me about it. So I know to look out for something like that in the future. And I feel like that's really what I'm trying to do more on my channel, is try to help share some of the little tips, the things that I look for to help you also cultivate that eye, so you can like better figure out if you think something's going to be worthwhile. Okay, anyway, let's now get into the actual looks from the 22S collection. Off the bat, I know the heart bag, of course, is going to be all the rage. It has been ever since it debuted on the runway, and I fully expect it to be the it item from this collection. It comes in 2 sizes. There's the handbag size, which is in look 38. It's in several other looks as well, but I just screenshot specific looks that I think would be best to easily show what it looks like. So that's like the regular handbag size. And then there's also an SLG size. I think it comes in 5 colors: black, white, pink, purple, and yellow, I believe is the 5th one. I mean, stay tuned. In March, you're going to be seeing that heart bag all over the place. Hopefully, I'll have my heart bag too, so I'll be showcasing it as well. I'll be contributing to the plethora of Chanel heart bag content on social media. It's definitely like the buzz piece of the collection. I believe they've also made it in like a wrist pouch version, also as a belt bag. So there are other SLG options in case you are interested. The collection itself, of course, has been heavily inspired by the 90s, I think the late 90s in particular. So a lot of the looks are really reminiscent of that time period. The item that stood out the most to me were actually the swimsuits. I don't remember seeing a Chanel runway show in recent years that had really showcased swimsuits or swimwear, especially up front. Looks 1 through 5 all showcase a variation of a swim piece as like the outfit, you know what I mean? And I usually look at the first few looks to see like what's the emphasis going to be, like what's this all going to be about. And the fact that there were 5 swimsuits back to back, I was like, oh, this is interesting. I do think the swimsuits will also be pretty popular. They're very simple, but they do have still that identifiable logo in the center that I think is going to make it very, photogenic for social media, basically. And you can also wear the swimsuit as like a bodysuit or underneath, like in these outfits. So yeah, I think the swimsuits are also going to be something that you'll see a lot on social media. I mean, not that social media is the absolute gauge of trends and popularity, but still, I do feel like a lot of purchases get influenced by what you see on social media and what you think you can show on social media as well. So even though Logomania is a bit on its way out as a mega trend, I do see Logomania still playing a role. There's just something about it that makes it so easily identifiable in like a picture, in a social media post, you know what I mean? So there's some aspect of that I don't think it will die completely. So that's why I feel like some variations of the looks in like 51, 52, 53, that kind of pattern, I think you will still be pretty popular. And there's also like a bit of that logo play happening in look 22. So I still think Logomania is gonna be around for a little bit in some way, shape, or form. Oh, the other thing that stood out to me was it's been a while since at least I've seen Chanel come out with the like plexiglass pieces in the perfume bottle shape. And I don't know if it's metal, it looks shiny, so it sort of looks like it might be like that metal finish versus a plexiglass finish. But I did see that they made, they had some in this collection. Now, those are of course going to cost a pretty penny. I don't know how many people will get them, but I still think those are going to be one of those like collector's pieces that people might really go after. Most of the plexiglass shapes, those are all items that I love to look at, but I've never yet lusted to add one to my collection specifically. It's just, it's something that I know is really great to have. Maybe, you know, when I'm like a bajillionaire in the future, I could consider it. But right now I'm like, I need my pieces to work for me. Okay, I need them to be really usable. And I just don't go to enough events or places where I feel like I would get the use out of a little perfume shaped handbag. I feel like even with the pre-collection, the spring summer pre-collection, that's 22P, Chanel's been showcasing more hobo style handbags. If you watched my February vlog where I was shopping at Chanel, you would have seen one of those styles that I tried on. They had a few other hobo styles as well, but it looks like in 22S they have this like a larger size, larger style, almost like a shopper style bag that has Chanel logoed on the front. I can see it coming back, I guess, as an overall trend, but personally, I don't find that design to be very like aesthetically pleasing. I feel like that was Chanel's attempt to make another kind of like a new shape or style that would be sort of a hit, but I feel like it's sort of a miss. But you know, I'm not necessarily an expert. This is just my personal opinion. Come mid-March and April, everybody might be dying to like get one of these handbags and I might have just been totally off. But like personally, I don't think it's going to be a style that comes back year after year, kind of like the Chanel 19 was a huge hit and then they, you know, kept making those and other styles that they've done over time, like the trendy, the Coco handle. I don't feel like this is one that's gonna stick like that. These are some of my personal favorites. This is assuming money is no object, right? But look 22, I just loved this entire look. I loved the layering of all those pieces. I think I loved the soft color that it had, but that it still had a print. I just really liked the whole look, to the point that I even told my SA that I was interested in this look, and then eventually he got back to me saying like, none of the Americas purchased any of those pieces. I'm sorry, like we can't get that for you. And if that tells you anything about my style, I guess it's that. I was like, oh, that's okay. I guess I just like the things that nobody else likes. Not all the time, but sometimes I'll get really fixated on something that's like not that popular. But I loved this flowing look. Of these three pieces, since money, you know, in reality is an issue, if I were to pick one piece, I would have tried to get the actual skirt, because I feel like that seems like a really, really versatile piece that I could wear on its own. I could try to style in a similar way with pants underneath, and then wear like a different blouse. That's what I really liked about this look. I don't know, it just looked so effortless and so flowy. And then the other look that I loved was 11 and 12. Like I wouldn't get both, but I liked both of them. If I had, you know, 8, 9, 10 G's lying around, I would try to get one because I just loved how it was like a tweed jacket dress, basically, and I just love this shape. It's like a more of an A-line shape that goes out, which is one of my preferences. It's the style that I like to wear, and I just loved both of the colors, you know, black and white, of course. But I just really, really liked this jacket silhouette that I wish I could get one, but it's not realistic. I decided to go for the heart bag, and that's right now preceding everything else. It's #1 priority for me. So those are all of my honest and personal opinions about the 22S Chanel collection. I think the collection should be coming in any minute now, really. What did you think about 22S? What did you think about the runway show and the looks and the pieces? Like, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, especially like if you had a favorite look. Let me know, because I want to see what everyone else likes. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them down below or head on over to Instagram and I'd be happy to help however I can. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of your feedback and support. If you like this kind of content and you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I post new fashion related videos every Sunday and Wednesday. So until next time, bye!